Welcome and welcome to the present. I'm here with the banter on the pitch. That you're hiding today.
I'm good. I'm good, man. How you guys doing? What's up,
I can't,
everybody?
I can't complain. At least the day started with the news. Ateta signing a new contract. I'm excited. I'm happy. Even though I understand some people might have the argument that what has he won the last 2 years? Why are we rewarding quote unquote mediocrity? What do you think about that?
Hey, look, you know where I stand on this. Consistency for me is more key than anything. Like I tell people, I've supported this club when this club was winning, and I saw the decline, and we were consistent in that decline. Now that we're back on the rise, going to a point where we will be definitely going to be winning stuff.
Sure.
I understand everybody's patience level is different, but consistency is key for me. So I'm happy about that news. I'm happy that we still have a steady hand running, the ship. And I just, in football, you pray for luck as well. You pray for a bit of
Sure.
luck.
Very
I pray
important.
for that. I pray for that luck to happen for him this season, because he's done everything that any good manager needs to do to be able to have won stuff. And it's unfortunate he hasn't won, and people want to beat him over the head with the trophy conversation. But I think that if trophies, like I told you earlier backstage, I said if trophies are the reason you support Arsenal, if that is the only reason and nothing more. You just want, if they don't win trophy, then go support Real Madrid. Go support Man City. Just go support a club that wins trophies consistently and that is run a certain way. But if you truly are a fan and you believe that this club can get there eventually again, and then back your team, back your team.
For me, I'm excited.
I am, man.
We have seen the trajectory in the last 2 years. We competed for the last 2 seasons aggressively, Manchester City. And if you can't see the steady progress and you don't share similar vision like the club, like you said, if it's trophies only or solely, that's why you're supporting the team. Maybe you're supporting the wrong club. Maybe you should change. Maybe you should change clubs because trophies are not guaranteed, even though we love trophies, but we have to give the manager grace. Look at where he picked up the club from and look at where we are today. So it's highly hypocritical to be overly critical of Mikel Arteta at this point, in my personal opinion.
I mean, you can be critical about him, but you also have to put context around it. I'm not uncritical of Mikel Arteta, but I look at the club and I look at the club in its totality and why I support Arsenal, not just the trophy aspect. The counter argument I give a lot of people when they say to me, "Oh, but you haven't won anything in 20 years," like Chelsea fans or rival fans, I always say back to them, I'm like, you've had 20 years to catch up to the amount of trophies I have. You still haven't caught up. If it's that easy to win trophies, I have 13 so far, league titles. I may not have won one in 20 years. If it's that easy, you've had 20 years plus to catch up. 4 tournaments in those 20 years, that's 80 tournaments, that's 80 trophies. You've had 80 opportunities to catch up to me, and you haven't caught up yet. I still have the third most trophies in England. It's not a feat that it's a feat I should be proud of because of the history of the club and the history of Liverpool, who, as great as they were, took them 30 years to win their first EPL.
Exactly.
And people seem to just forget that it took them 30 years. Because if it was that easy, Liverpool, who's at the top of the food chain with Manchester United, should have won an EPL years ago.
Yeah, and if you talk about Manchester United, this is almost 10 years, right? And counting. Yeah. They might go into the trenches for a long time. So when people like they don't apply the right context, it's crazy.
Exactly. And they might come out of the trenches pretty quick. My thing is just I'm glad that we're no longer that club, that is fielding Rob Holding in the back. I'm glad to sit down here. I'm glad to sit down here and say, even with injuries, I'm not afraid to go to a Tottenham. Sure. Even with injuries, I'm not afraid to go to a Man City, because I still believe in the quality of the players that we have, So yeah, I'm excited. I'm excited about Mikel Arteta's new signing.
So me too. So guys, do us a favor, like the video, subscribe to the channel, and make sure you turn on your bell notification. Extremely important. One more time, you can see Dio's channel right there. Bounce on the page. Please go there, support him, subscribe. You will enjoy intelligent conversations, intelligent content, high quality, high IQ. It has it all. So make sure you go to Banter on the Pitch and subscribe. So before we go into this North London derby, you can see the previous result on the screen, right? The last time we lost was 2022 3-0. So are you still holding to your optimism you shared the last time we had a live that we should be going there and winning?
We're winning 2-0. let me start by saying that again. Let me just re-announce it to everybody. We're beating them 2-0. Not because of anything. This is a derby. Like the North London derby, this is going to be in total Arsenal and Tottenham. This will be game 210. Let me give some people a bit of history here.
Mm-hmm.
Arsenal and Tottenham have played 209 games in totality, both are league teams and non-league teams. But as the league team, we have played what's the total again? 195. This will be 196. This game will be 196. We win this, that means we have won 87 times, drawn 55, and they've won 61. Right? It's bragging rights for me to be able to. I just want to brag to say clean sheet 2-0. I've added another extra win into this history of North London derby. Like we can't let you catch up.
No.
I don't even care if you're winning trophies or not, Tottenham, which you don't do anyways.
They don't do that. But, no. It's not part of their history.
Yeah, but I don't even want to like this for me. Is Tottenham's trophy. This is what Tottenham fans live off. If they beat us, this is their trophy for the season.
Exactly.
Arsenal. So if I'm your trophy, I am not allowing you to win. Like that's it. Like we have to go there and do a number. Now, yeah, we have injuries. We have a few things that we can worry about. But let's be honest. The players we have right now, I think there's still a lot of quality. A lot of quality. Like, look, we might not even need to play Jorginho and Partey at the same time. There's many ways we can play.
Exactly.
People forget that we still have Jacob Kiwior on this team, who is a decent defender. And he's fit. We can play him left back, play Timber in front of him, and play Calafiori as a DM. Calafiori has played that position before. Timber has played that position. We can play such a defensive backline. I remember this same players, Calafiori and Timber, know how to carry the ball very well. We may not have to use breaking line passes. We may just have to play a mid to low block and then just counter them. And then I'll find a way to shoehorn Martinelli and Sterling into this game because they're both fast on the counter. So we don't have to play the same way we always play with our first 11, especially when people are injured or they're out of it. We don't have Declan. We don't have Odegaard. I don't think any manager, even though that system works for us, would then be like, I'm going to just force players to play that role.
No, that's not smart.
You need to play to the player to your team's strengths.
Yeah.
But right now, our strength is in our defense. In our offense, we can score in many ways, which is what I love about this Arsenal team. We're better at set pieces than they are. They are also decent at set pieces this season because they now have a set piece coach, but they need time to gel. We've done it over the last 2 seasons, and because we can score from many ways, we should try to use that advantage and not just the regular how we play at the 11 because we don't have the complete 11 right now. So yeah, so I'm super confident 2-0.
So how will you answer this Fotil's question? How many points out of 6 we will get from the next 2 games?
My prediction, if you're asking for my prediction,
yeah,
what I think is going to happen, I think we get 6 points from both games.
We share the same mindset.
I think we get 6 points from both games, and I'll tell you why. With Tottenham, I still think that we have enough to go down and beat them. With City, last season, right, it's still fresh to City, and it's also fresh to Arsenal. They played us 3 times, and they didn't win one. Last season, we met them 3 times last season, and they didn't. Yeah. They didn't win one.
They didn't win anyone. Yeah.
And last season, we played with some players that we, the Arsenal fan base, do not rate. The Eddie Nketiahs were on the pitch.
On the pitch, exactly.
In the other one where we had, we had the not good enough on the pitch, and somehow, some way, we were able to find a way. So for me, I think we get 6 points, because of the trajectory. I know people want to. I think people underestimate this team.
Like him, he just said it. They say, "I think we get 2 points."
Well, that's fair. That's the opinion. Yeah, that's the person. Like, I mean, maybe because you don't. For you, I don't know how you see the team or how you value it or how you rate the team vis-a-vis Manchester City. But when I look at the Arsenal team and I look at Manchester City, it's not like me saying, "Oh, we're better than them" or "They're better than us." Last season alone, if we're just looking basically based on the outcome, they won 28 games. We won 28 games. Do you understand? Like, they didn't win 29 more than
exactly.
The difference was
it's fine margins.
We lost two more games than them. They lost 3, we lost 5. That's the difference.
Exactly. Fine margins for me. Fine margins.
And that team that we're talking about from last season, people said was not good enough. But not good enough. You were 2 points away. Now we've added it's a bit more, reinforcements. I
And they are
think
more experienced. They have
yeah,
more experience in their
the same way
legs and how they see the
City is
game.
also experienced. City too has added players, so we have
Yeah,
to put into context the fact that they also would try to go better. But the point is, we now know how to play City. Playing them 3 times last season and not losing is a good thing.
sure.
It's a good thing for the boys. It's a good thing for their mentality. They now know how to play them. So yeah.
So if I say people are speaking as if Rice is going to retirement after Spurs, he comes back and he will start against Man. See, the way Arsenal fans be overly hysterical. I'm like, it's just one game. I'm seeing headline like midfield crisis. Oh my goodness, how is it a midfield crisis? Rice
You
is
know,
just gone for one game.
it is, but that's what it's this whole. I think from me, I think what has happened now is there is a norm in the football fan YouTube world where it's like you have to sensationalize every
Everything.
news to
Yeah,
make it seem like it's something way more than it is. Now, reason number one is it's good for engagement, which is great. I don't hate on it. Reason number two is I think rival fans want to use that to banter and put fear in the other team, which is fun. This is why we're here to do. I mean, if that, but they have to own up that look, it's about the banter and it's about farming the numbers and not just try to create a narrative that does not exist,
exactly.
genuinely not exist. So yeah,
It says 1 week from now we are playing Atlanta in 3 days before going to Etihad. Don't forget, Man City are doing the same thing.
Man City are doing yeah. Why do we make it sound like and if you
Yeah,
want to be a top team, you have to learn how to. This is what it is, consistency as well, and this is what
yeah,
the team needs. I think people over sensationalize rest. Oh, if they can play this weekend, they can rest for 7 days and play next weekend. Sometimes momentum is what you need at the beginning,
indeed,
like this.
exactly.
You go there with the injuries and you beat the Tottenham, momentum. You go play Atalanta, you draw with them or you beat them, whatever the case is, go in there, get
Momentum
the business
continues.
done.
Yeah,
Momentum comes now, we're going to City, and then there's a break coming. So by the time you give yourself that, and you know that if you win early now, you're putting the pressure on the rivals. So
sure.
every other team is doing the same thing. So let's not paint Arsenal, because that it's like we say these things, and I'm asking myself, do Arsenal fans not see that City are also going to play 3 games before they
That's what
play
I'm
us?
saying. That's why I said, by his logic, you're acting as if it's Arsenal that's going to be playing all these games, but City are going to be resting. It doesn't work that way. City are going through their paces too. So like I said, they like to sensationalize a lot of things.
Yeah,
The thing that gives me hope in me is our defense. So why are you now scaremongering if you trust our defense? But like I said, it is what it is. I'm confident in this team. The injuries have just accumulated in a bad time. It happens. Guardiola will not flinch if it was his team. Exactly. Why should Ateta panic? We have an excellent. We have been excellent this year because, like Dio said, we'll have to put that sensation on it to give that gloss as if things are bad. For me, I trust this team. We have to go to Spurs and win, and go to Martin and win. If we want to be among the upper echelon, you have to act and show you have the mettle, you have the resilience to be on top. And I think I trust our squad, even though I understand Odegaard's first choice is going to be out. Rice is going after one game. We still have more than enough in our arsenal, pardon the pun, to go there and win. So I don't get it.
And I hear you. Man City are playing at home on Wednesday and at home on Sunday. Yeah, playing at home, playing away, travel time, all that. I hear you.
Yeah,
But what I'm saying is, it is what it is for the team. If you can't rise up to this occasion, then you should not try and say let's be champions.
exactly.
That's the bottom line. If
Yeah,
Arsenal cannot, as a club, say, you know what, regardless of the games that are coming, we're going to find a way. In some games, you don't need to go out and play. You can just pack the bus, wait till you get a chance to counter, and just pack the bus again. Get your
find a way
three
to
points and
win.
move. Mourinho did it. And that's what Mourinho did. Mourinho found a way to win, regardless of what was going on. He just didn't
Exactly.
care. He didn't care about the gloss and the flaws and what the fans said and what they didn't
And
say.
the aesthetics.
Yeah,
No,
the
go and
aesthetic,
win.
So I just don't understand when fans are like, oh yeah, we can win the league this season, but then we're going to play Atlanta, then we're going to play Man City, then we're going to then we start to complain. We can't eat our cake and have it. It's either
No,
we
you
trust
can't.
that it's either we trust that this team is good enough to go on to do great things, and we can criticize when they play badly. We can criticize when we feel like selection is bad. We can do all of that. But if you're looking at this team, do you trust that this team can do it? And I do. I trust that they can do it. So yeah.
Me too. So let's talk about a bit of sports. What are the men for, even though we are very optimistic about our team, and I think objectively we have better players than sports, what are the players from sports which should be a little bit concerned or to be worried about this game?
Honestly speaking, all of them. And I think my stance for the North London Derby is different. I know people might want to pick out like a Madison and say, oh, Van der Ven will defend well, or Vicario is a great shot stopper. You know, we can pick out all of those things. But I think that whenever Arsenal and Tottenham play, right, there's just this energy. I don't know if you remember the 5-4 that Arsenal won back in the day of
I remember, yeah.
Do you remember when Sol Campbell first came back to the Spurs Stadium, and his brother was in the crowd? His own brother was in the crowd when they were booing him, and they showed this is the undertone for me when it comes to North London Derby. Like, these are the undertones I remember. These are the things I think about, and I'm like, be afraid of every Tottenham player because they would want to fight for that badge on that day. On any other day, they may not turn up like that, but on this day, it becomes a different beast. It's like a wounded dog will fight back to the last. The same way Arsenal will go there and say, we need to fight for this badge. We need to come here. Tottenham fans hate the fact that we won the league at White Hart Lane. And we've done that twice in our history. So for me, these are the things that really matter when it comes to the game. We can analyze the game and player for player, tactics for tactics. I'll leave that to Mikel Arteta and Postecoglou to deal with, and his coaches and Ange Postecoglou. I, for one, I'm just excited about the fact that it's a derby, and man, I wish I could make it there. And honestly, I wish I could go and sit in the other end of the stand with Tottenham fans with my jersey on.
Don't do it. Don't do it. As much as we want to control them, you don't want to push your luck a little bit too far. Sit among the Spurs fans,
dude. When I lived in England, every time we played Tottenham, I wasn't afraid to walk down with my jersey, man. And I lived in North London. I didn't care. I lived in Finch. I mean, so do you try it? You have to catch me to be able to beat me. I'm very fast. You have to catch me first.
That's a fair way to look at it too.
So by the time I run for 10 minutes and you chase me for 10 minutes, you'll be tired. Once you're tired, I'll continue jubilating my win. Frustrating some more.
That's great. If I say City, we also have injuries to key players. Why are people acting like KDB and Gundogan are young players? Those guys are playing with metaphorical wheelchairs. Our scores are equal.
Well, Efosa, let me be honest with you. Yeah. Our squads might be equal because of certain factors. So, for example, we can say Declan Rice. No, let me not do them. KDB and Odegaard, right? KDB is not much. Like KDB is miles ahead of Odegaard.
KDB, that is a stretch.
And I'll tell you why. Experience counts for something. You cannot take away the experience that KDB has.
I won't agree with you. You say miles ahead.
Yes, because of the experience. He may be older and slower now, right? He may be older and slower now, but he reads. Look, that he's played more games and knows more about his mistakes than Odegaard does. Odegaard is still at 25, hasn't reached his peak of his prime. He's about to get into it. Yeah. So I cannot sit here and be disingenuous to. It's like saying a doctor that has
ahead. I think you're
let's put it this way.
The stretch.
Let's say two doctors. One is a brilliant surgeon. He just joined. He's had 5 years of brain surgery. He's great. The other guy is 35 years of brain surgery, or 25 years of brain surgery. And they told you that, whose advice would you take when it comes to how to be like if you need to take advice from either one of the? I'll take both advice. For me, Odegaard is going to become one of the greatest midfielders. I can see it. I see where he's going.
Well, stylistically, they are a bit different.
No, they are different. But when I say mild, that's why I said what KDB has been able to achieve, the things that he has done, and the age that he's at now, you can't take away that experience. And that's why I said
I'm not taking it away.
And that's why I said we might
say it's a bit slower, and we're a bit more of a vibrant team. Now, what he can do against other teams, he might not be able to do it against us because of the quality we have.
Yeah, but how many players are that consistent, except the Ronaldos and the Messis, who can do it across every team that they meet? We can't use him not being able to do it against Arsenal as a yardstick to say when he's done it against 19 other teams in the league,
No,
or,
I think it's
or
I'm talking
18.
about right now. We're talking about KDB right now.
Yeah, that's
Because
what I'm saying. KDB right now,
yeah,
I would say, in fact, that's a good thing. Nick Farley says overall KDB 9.5, Odegaard 8.0. I would agree to that. And that 1.5 is a lot in football world. It is a lot. That's what people don't realize. They just think it's KDB, bro.
but that miles ahead, I
You
don't
have
think I
to,
can agree with that.
you have to,
Nah.
I'm not trying to change your mind, but I will say this, right? KDB can come into a game and change it and immediately make sure that there's an impact and the goal is scored. Odegaard can do that maybe 1 in 3 games. KDB can probably do it twice in 3 games. KDB can
Like I
do
said,
it.
stylistically, you're different.
No, I'm not
But the
comparing the
guy is
styles.
that guy that is searching for that assist. He wants to make that perfect pass. Why KDB, he likes to just to spam the passes and shoot most of the time. So
No,
stylistically, they're not the same.
I'm not comparing their styles. I'm comparing their effectiveness both as midfielders. I'm just saying that effectiveness both as midfielders, not their style. If we are going to talk about, it's like saying, can I compare Evander Holyfield and Mike Tyson? Yes, they're boxers. Their style might be different, but they're both boxers. We can compare 2 midfielders and say, okay, well, who do you think is a better and more effective midfielder? The numbers don't lie as well. KDB has better numbers.
Based on the fact that he has stayed longer in the game.
He has stayed longer in the game, and based on the fact that he's more experienced. So for me, for now, I big up my boy Odegaard, but I know he's going to become one of the greats as well with the way he's going. He's going to become one of the greats, definitely. But KDB has already proven it. He's proven it. He's won trophies with this. He showed the numbers.
I can rock with that. I can rock with that.
He showed the numbers, and for me, once you've proven it, that I can't be saying, "Oh,
but that miles ahead." Like I'm like, no.
You just don't like you just don't like the English. We have
like English people say, he's doing my head in. He's doing my head in.
But look, you know what I like about that is I look at it from this perspective. I think Odegaard too should be saying, this guy is miles ahead of me, but I want to catch up to his record and break it. Because once you think that you are there and you're really not there, realistically,
in terms of goal scoring, I don't see Odegaard doing that. Do you know how many times I'll be shouting watching the game, shoot, when there will be chance for Odegaard to shoot? Because I see KDB in the same position. He's taking that shot. But Odegaard is looking for that extra finesse, that extra pass. I'm like, are you looking for extra sauce?
No, we play differently. And that's why we have to realize that. And that's why when Arsenal fans say, oh, why is Arsenal? I'm like, we didn't get a striker. I'm like, we don't play like other teams that effectively just depend on their main striker,
See, Mr. Fossa said, I think KDB's effectiveness is because of his ability to produce numbers. That's the difference. Which I agree with Fossa on that. The numbers, some people like numbers. For me, I like a balance between numbers and creativity. So, like I said,
but that's something that but at the end of the day, it's the output that we count. You know what I'm saying? Creativity might be great. You can look good in tight spaces. This is why the eye test for me sometimes, I'm just like, look, if you dribble 9 people and then you kick the ball over and you don't score, and you do that 7 times in a game, what's the point?
You're going to the extreme.
I'm giving an example. I'm not saying that he does that. What I'm saying is, like, think of a player, right, who's able to take on 9 people. He looks good doing it, and then he just misses the goal. He does that 7 times in the game. You get frustrated. But think of a player who is halfway line. He's not the most technical guy, and I'm just saying this is not KDB or Odegaard. These are just, I'm saying, random players. And if you remember, what's this guy's name? The goal he scored against Arsenal, not London Derby. Let me use that as an example. What's his name again? He had this wonder goal from halfway line.
Spurs player
against Arsenal.
David Bentley.
I think it was Bentley. It was Bentley.
Bentley had that shot.
Yeah, he had a. Let me see. I think let me pull it up. I'm sure it was David Bentley. It was David Bentley. Let me see what his name. Yes, the volley. David Bentley, October 2008.
Sorry, David Bentley. Yeah,
dude. If that guy, if you do that and you score, the numbers count for me. That's all I care about.
I like a fine balance between the numbers and have the technical output, because now football is becoming too mechanical and too rigid. See, most people like. I'm not saying you. I like what you say, but I'm saying there's a narrative online. I don't care about the flair. Just win. Nah. Everybody won the flag because you know why? You know lie. If it's just about scoring, they score goals in the championship. Why don't you watch it?
Well, I
The
do.
women football, they score goals. Why don't you watch it? So
Well, no,
I
but you see,
know
but
that's what I
see,
lie. They score goals there.
But Solomon, here's the difference with when it comes to Arsenal for me. The reason I
Yeah,
said this season I don't care about the flair is I know we can play flair. We've played flair. I know we can do it.
you see,
I
like say
just
balance.
yeah,
You
no, no,
know it.
but
Yeah,
right now I just want us to win. I don't
yeah,
care how we win because the bottom line now is I know the flair is there. There are teams that will play, the flair will come out. We saw it last
sure.
season. From January, when we came back from Dubai, the flair came back,
Yeah,
destroying teams 5-0, 6-0, 4-0. Ben White is scoring a brace in a game. Like, what are we talking about? The flair is there, I understand. There's teams that will happen to.
yeah.
Yeah, Bentley. But when it comes to just winning now, like for me, it's all about I don't care about flair. Just go ahead and win. Just go
No,
ahead
there's
and
certain
win.
games. Like I said, I like context to everything. I'm not saying I'm a fair person, but once it gets to this kind of situations that you need to adapt. See, I love adaptation. Adaptation. You need to be able to adapt to what you are facing at the moment. Always don't people just stick to something. You need to be able to adapt. And I think sometimes certain games like this,
Are you
just
calling
have to
are
win.
you calling
So
Ange Postecoglou dumb because
sure,
he
sure.
plays the high line?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, not serious. I
I
thought
know
you
you might
said
not, I know you might not agree because I think if I went to when I came from Nigeria, right, I had to adapt to the culture or certain things in America. If an
no, no.
American goes to Nigeria, so you have to adapt. If you don't have
I
the
hear
choice, you
I
have to
hear you,
adapt.
but in a game like this, first, I think there's also the issue with the manager coming in and stamping a particular type of style first. It's like I don't care if you players can do it or not, we're going to play a certain way and will be known as this club that plays a certain way. And of course,
Sure,
eventually you can force the hands of the ownership and the management to then give you the quality players to be able to play that way.
sure.
Because as well, because that's here's another thing. You know how I was saying that Arsenal needs to adapt to the strength of our players so that we can win games. If
Mm-hmm.
your players are not quality enough and you're adapting to their strength, that means you're adapting to a lower standard with those players.
You
So
see,
a
the
player that
context
is
is in a certain game.
in a certain game,
Like
yes, which I
remember the
agree.
FA Cup we won? We played against Chelsea and Man City. Those two games, we adapted. We played three at the back, where we're countering them. You have to adapt. That was not see, Mikelesa doesn't like to play three at the back, but in certain games, he will adapt to the opponent and revert back to
I know I hear that, but I'm
so,
saying, but remember that we have the quality of players to be able to adapt to those styles.
sure.
A team that doesn't have the quality, the individual quality of those players, the manager runs a risk when he says, "Oh, let me adapt," because they don't have the capacity to be able to execute it. Now, if the manager then says, "Let me adapt to the style of my player," let him be very effective. But this player's quality is, let's say he's the best he can do is a 5.2 out of 10. You're adapting to a 5.2 now. So
Like I
your
said,
overall play
for
is
one game, it's for one game or two games to win and get some
so
points.
which is why I said what I think Ange is doing is he's dominating this particular style on Tottenham. He's making the club and manage the training team, everybody. This is how we play. You're either going to fit into it or not. And if the window comes and you don't fit into it, I will try and get the right players that fit into this style, the players that can do those things. And so I think, yeah, he's stubborn, but his style is effective. Tottenham are a dangerous side. And the fact that we're playing
So there is no
the North London
there's
derby.
no I disagree. There's no sample size to say it's effective. He had one good one last season. This is the second season for us to actually have the right sample size to judge him.
Well, I can say it's
Being
effective
effective for
because
one season
no,
is
no,
not
because no, but it was effective in the first 10 games. He was winning, and then injuries came, and here I think Bissouma got injured, Madison got injured. So the players that were playing that particular style for him that was working were no longer
yeah.
there. We have to we can't just say, oh, there's not enough. There is enough sample size to say, okay, in one season it worked. This season they've started off on the same leg. They're playing the same way. Yes, they've only won one and drawn one, right?
And lost
But
one.
like and lost one. But just
Yeah.
like us, beginning of the season too, we've had a little stumble with Brighton. These things happen. I'm not saying his style is
But
going to.
the sample size is that if you watch from the game 25 to the end of the season, then start from what we've seen, it's looking like the sample is not going to work.
But what I'm saying is, okay, I hear you on that, but I'm saying that we can't overlook that style because we've seen that style can be dangerous and effective if you think that if we go there and say, oh well, they play the high line, they do this, they do that, we'll find ourselves Tottenham dominate the ball a lot. Even last season when we went there and we won 3-2, they dominated the ball a lot more than we
But
did.
that's when I say useless possession. See, dominating the ball and you're not incisive and you're not penetrating, it's useless.
But this season is different now because they now have a striker that knows how to score. Now he may not have hit the ground running because he had an injury, but
yeah,
they create chances. And Solanke is a decent. He's a decent striker.
What are the quality of the chances? I watched actually games. They are not creating clear-cut chances. So sometimes I think we're overly generous. I know you're being you try to be
I'm
fair,
not being
but
generous.
overly generous.
I'm just saying you need to also understand that this is a North London derby. If we're going to just talk tactics alone, Arsenal wins this game. Those chances they create, if we are emotional about it, like we usually are, which is what happens in the derby, we can be caught up. We can be caught up. We could be caught up. That's what I'm saying. Like, let's not. This is not us playing Brighton, and this is not us going to play. Or there's more at stake on the bragging rights than even just the winning.
Sure.
And this not London derby. There's more at stake. So yeah, I believe we're going to win 2-0. Like I said, it's a done deal. If I needed to set up my team, I know how I'll set them up. I'll play a back three. I'll play 5 in the middle, and I'll play 2 up. I would just lock everywhere.
Like, because they say we are playing against Highland FC. We should go back for 2 teams on our forward. We should expect the high line 1-0, lock everywhere. Yeah, I think we'll lock everywhere. We'll lock everywhere. Shout out to Akim Morgan in the building. Akim, been a while. Have you taken your dose of EFTV today, Akim? Shout out to you. This is a 2-0 win for Arsenal. If we can't deal with adversity, then we're not ready to be champions. Exactly.
Thank you.
Exactly.
That's it. Like when people are like, yeah, but injuries, I'm like, but not the only team with injuries. Look, you just have, it's part of the game. It's happened. Marino's injury is a freak injury that happened in training.
Exactly.
And then this idea, the international tournament, and people are complaining. I just sat down and said, injuries can occur anywhere. Did you hear about the player who sneezed? And what's the name of this club again? A player that sneezed recently. They said he got injured from sneezing. He sneezed so hard, he injured himself.
Wow.
Let me look for his name. He's a Nigerian. He has a Nigerian name. Strong boy.
Well, what league is that?
I think it's. Hold on. I think it's a championship.
From sneezing.
Yeah.
That looks very innocuous, man. From just sneezing.
I saw an article that they said, yeah. EFL today. Yeah, it was an EFL today. Yeah, let me show you. He has a Nigerian name. According to head, yeah, Victor Adeboyejo. Victor Adeboyejo. Yeah, Victor Adeboyejo.
That sound like Yoruba son name.
They said pretty heavy sneeze, and that he got injured from sneezing. I think maybe just the way, So anybody can get injured. I just don't. I don't like this. Now they want to demonize international break. Oh, why should it? Yeah, and just for me, it's if it's an injury, it's an injury. My next thing is how are we going to manage this, and how are we finding a solution to making sure that we're continuously, victorious in any game that we're going to,
I'm progressive. I think we should to do that. You can see the question on the screen for you.
This game could go either way. Also, do you like AFTV? Just curious. Yeah, I like AFTV. I don't see. Solomon will tell you I don't discriminate against.
Yeah, he doesn't. I said, Dio is a better person than me.
I watch AFTV. I watch the football terrace. I love this game. Outside loving Arsenal,
so you love diversity.
Yeah, I love this game because for me, I know how I perceive the game of football and how I feel about it. So anything anybody wants to say, I just see it as their opinion. At the end of the day, the real deal is this manager and these boys when they get on the pitch. Anything you say outside doesn't change what they decide to do on that day. If they decide to go in there and not play well and lose, there's no amount of, and I'm not going to raise my blood pressure because of it. So my blood pressure must stay normal.
That's why I don't do watch along. I can't do it. I can't do it.
Hopefully we win, but you know me, I'm never.
I know him. It's like he's never confident, which is
okay.
It's natural.
That's natural. That's a normal thing.
No matter how confident I am in the game, right? That apprehension 5 minutes to the start of the game, it happens to everybody. It's normal to be apprehensive before the match. So it's natural. So Mr. Ige, you are not out of place. So guys, let us know your predictions for the match. If you're watching a playback, do us a kind favor. Like the video, very, very important. Go to Banter on the page, subscribe to his channel, like the video, and support him. Very, very important. So thank you for coming. we are hoping that we do the business on the
No, we
pitch
will, we will, we will.
on
Like,
Sunday.
how would you set up if you were going to set up this Arsenal team with the players that we have left? How would you set up? Let
If
me let me bring my notepad.
Calafiri is available, I'll put him as the left back. I'll put Gabriel as the left center half, Saliba, and I'll put Ben White as the right back. Then when it comes
Yeah.
to the DM, I'll put Partey and Jorginho. In front of them, I'll put Kai Havertz. If Jesus is fit, he will be the striker. On the left, I'll put Raheem Sterling. And on the right, I'll put Saka. And I'll bring in Martinelli after halftime. After Raheem Sterling has stretched their defense. So that's how we'll go. How will you go?
I was going to play a back three. The way I would play it. I'll play a back three, Gabriel, Saliba, and White.
Okay.
And then I'll play a double pivot of Timber and Partey. Right?
Okay.
Right in front of them.
Yeah.
And then I would play on the left, Martinelli, Raheem Sterling on the left, Saka on the right, and then up front, Gabriel Jesus and Havertz. So it's more or less a 4-4, a 3-5, 3-5-2.
Yeah.
More or less a 3-5-2.
So
midfield. But the reason I want
when we're attacking is like front five. When we're defending, back five.
When we're defending back five, because when we're defending, all that needs to happen is for Timber to drop back into the left back position.
Yeah.
Partey drops right in front of the defense. Yeah. And of course, Raheem needs to come back and help. And Gabriel Jesus likes to drop deep anyways to collect the ball.
Exactly.
So he will always be in and around that midfield. So for me, that's how I would have that's how I would set up. I had another setup that I did, and I was just like, well, because me, I have a notepad. I'll just basically.
The reason why I'm going for Jorginho and Partey is that Jorginho has an eye for a great pass, especially on the counter. He has that quality. So I'm like,
but we don't need more than, because if I can find a way to shoehorn I need Sterling and Martinelli in this game because both of them are very fast on the counter. Yeah. Defensively, I can play a Timber, Gabriel, Saliba, White, Jorginho, Partey, right? So I'll play Jorginho and Partey at the double pivot. Then I would play Martinelli on the left. Hold on, what am I doing here? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. No, I can't do that. I'll play Martinelli on the left, right?
Yeah.
Sterling in front of Jorginho and Partey, Saka on the right, and Havertz up front.
The reason why I'm playing Havertz in the 10 and Jesus in the front is the alternation.
Yes, I get that. So, which is fair. So, that's another one. Yeah. That's another good one. Yeah. I mean, so we do have the decent. We have it. Like I'm a happy Arsenal fan now that we have injuries and we're calling the names of Calafiri's name is not even in this year. Zinchenko is not even in this year. Tommy Yasu's name is not even.
So that's why I don't understand the hysteria about injury crisis or military crisis. It's not making sense to me. That's guys, calm down, logical clarity. We don't have any crisis. I understand our first choice midfield in Odegaard and Rice are missing, but it's a damn squad. It's a squad game. It's a squad game. Oh, am I running insane? Is my IQ so low that maybe there's something I'm missing? Sometimes I could miss out something.
It's the people thrive on the drama. Yeah, I agree we should start Sterling. And this idea, somebody was saying, he hasn't integrated into the team. And I said, stop. Hold on, pause. What do you mean by integrated into the team? Sterling has played in the Premiership all his life. He's played at these stadiums. The only difference right now is he's wearing a different jersey.
Exactly.
He's wearing a different jersey. He's worked with this manager. He knows how Arteta thinks.
Wants to play.
He knows what he may not even know how he wants to play, but he's worked with him. He understands who he's working with, and he knows all it takes is for Arteta telling him what he needs him to do. And so I think we start Sterling. I think we put Martinelli and Sterling in this game somehow, shoehorn both of them at some stage in the game. I think they will do a lot of damage because of the counter and the high line. And that would work. And Raheem Sterling tracks back and defends as well.
The reason I'm putting Kai Havertz there is that he for me, he's that ghost. He is that ghost that you will not put too much emphasis on, but he does a lot of damage. He's very lanky. Yeah. You think he's passive, and he can actually alternate between him and Jesus. When Jesus drops back, Kai Havertz can go into the 9.
That is why. Right? That is why for me, Kai Havertz. For me, people have. Every time I talk to rival fans, they say, "Why should we be afraid of Kai Havertz? He's not a striker. I'm not afraid of him." And I'm like, that's so good. that
Yeah.
is so good. Like,
Yeah.
don't be afraid of him. You know, yeah, but Kosi, that's what I'm saying. I'm saying, okay, so that I think when we talk about formations, I think a lot of fans think that
He's rigid.
Arteta is rigid. He starts the
Yeah.
team on paper as a
Yeah.
4-3-3. He's like, this
Yeah.
is what you all are going to play. But of course, when we're attacking, we're going to attack as a 3-5-2. And when
Yeah.
we're playing, you know, so the thing about it is, if you watch how Arsenal plays, when we defend in a different formation.
Sure.
When we attack, you attack in a different formation.
Formation.
So yeah, but the formation that we put on paper, because of course the FA expects you to come out with your formation when you're giving it to them.
Yeah.
This is where each player is going to be. So it doesn't matter if I put Raheem Sterling as a left winger, and in the game I've told you that once the match starts, you go and play left back.
Exactly.
It doesn't matter at that point. Like, I don't know why fans want to just shoehorn stuff and then they get upset about it. They're like, yeah, you know, and I'm like, no. The manager knows, you know, he's going to have to work with what he has. And being able to change your formation in game is something that is brilliant for any manager. You'll be able to win more games.
At it, sorry to interrupt. If you look at it, right, in the last 2 years, I think Arsenal been buying profiles rather than positions. Look at the signings we've made. The players for me are profile, not positions. Most of our signings can play multiple positions. So when you're always looking at it that it's 4-3-3, like, nah. Even though there's just like that on the paper, those people can adjust to any tactical nuance on the pitch at different times.
Yeah.
So looking at it like, oh, because he's a right back, he has to stay at the right back, doesn't necessarily work that way.
It's like a Mikel Merino that can play as an 8 or as a 6. Declan Rice that can play as an 8 or as a 6. If you play both of them in a game, they can both interchange at any given time, based on whatever you've done in training at the trigger. So maybe the trigger is if Havertz starts the press, Merino, you're going to play as the 8 because maybe two of you link up very well together.
Exactly.
If it's Odegaard that starts the press, then it's Declan that will play as the 8 and you drop back in and play as the 6. You basically have different triggers and different things that the team knows that this is how we move when we move forward.
Exactly.
This is who goes when. So the idea that we think that, we're buying players for a position,
no, and be static, it doesn't work that way. No.
We're buying Leandro Trossard can play across the front three.
Exactly.
I think Bukayo Saka again showed us in the Euros that he can play in multiple the right wing, left back, and left wing back.
Exactly.
So this is why we buy profiles of players who can play in multiple positions. City does it as well. Bernardo Silva has been played as a left back.
As a left back against us. I remember that game
against us.
Against us,
you know. So when people say I don't see Arteta changing his formation, I'm like, let's debunk that. The truth is he does change his formation. I think we just like to shoehorn the way the team is and say, well, yeah, we play 4-3-3. It's not like we attack as a 4-3-3 when we attack. We don't attack as a 4-3-3. We normally attack as a 5 in front when we're attacking. You know. So yeah.
So guys, if you're watching the playback, do other kind favor by striking the like button. It's very, very important. Guys, the likes are low. Please like the video, subscribe if you're new here, and make sure you turn on your notification bell. Very, very imperative. And please go to Banter on the Pitch. Please kindly subscribe to his channel, like his video, and support Dayo. Very, very imperative. So Dayo, thank you so much for coming. I know you had a long day and you still found a way to be here. Thank you so much. I really appreciate that.
No problem, my brother. So please, people, like the video. Don't behave like Tottenham that has not won trophy.
Exactly.
Behave like Arsenal that has 13. Don't like the video. Yes, please.
So your last words at the roundup.
My last words are, come on, boys, let's go do it. This is a done deal. Come Sunday, I want to be, watch the game early in the morning and on my way to church, just be like,
yeah.
And then I can come and dunk on all the Tottenham fans, because like I said to people, the North London Derby is not just about the winning, it's about the bragging rights. This is going to be game number 196. And if we win this game, we win one extra game more than them again. So yes.
So like Dayo says about winning and bragging rights, and I still maintain we have more than enough in the squad to go there and beat Spurs at their home turf. So those tracks, they have nothing on us, and I remain confident about us going there and getting the results. So thank you guys for watching. One more time, like the video, subscribe to the channel if you're new, make sure you turn on the notification bell, and lastly, go to banter on the page right there on your screen. Go there and subscribe and like his videos and support him. So we'll see you guys on the next one. Thanks for supporting us now. Bye for now.